and watch the step cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th curb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let y'all know real quick, Big Hurt season. Listen, there's all flavors going on. I think y'all might have forgot. I think a couple people might have forgot. You know, this the plat Jones that's on my head. I got the gold Jones. Come on, man. What you want? You want playoff green? You know I got the OG white and black one still available too. The truckers and all of that stuff. The 22 birds hat jumping out the gym. Shout out to Big Print Champs. Listen, man, get with me if you're a content creator or whatever and you want to, help get your merchandise ideas out there. Get with me with Print Champs and we're going to bring the mission to you and we're going to bring the mission to the people. Let's talk about it. The Philadelphia Eagles agreed to a contract with Rashaad Penny. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it real quick. This article comes from, make sure I get my sources right, LWOS by David Latham, NFL teams, news analyst, history, schedule, rumors, all that good stuff. Let's talk about it. Despite the presence of second-round pick Kenneth Walker, Penny began the 2022 season as a starting running back of the Seattle Seahawks. During his time on the field, the 26-year-old recorded 346 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 57 carries. Good for an impressive 6.1 yards per attempt. Now listen, man, that's nothing to sneeze at, man. 6.1 yards per attempt before getting hurt. You can't be mad at that, man. Additionally, Penny added another 4 receptions and 16 yards on 5 targets. Unfortunately, Penny suffered a serious ankle injury in Seattle's October battle against the New Orleans Saints, prematurely ending his season and opening the door for Kenneth Walker to take over. Penny originally entered the NFL as a first-round pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, selected by the Seattle Seahawks. The San Diego product began his career backing up Chris Carson, appearing in 14 games without making a single start. The rookie finished the 2018 season with 419 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 85 attempts to go along with 9 receptions for 75 yards on 12 targets. Most expected Penny to get the starting job in 2019, but he was still unable to usurp Carson on the depth chart. Injuries also played a role as Penny played just 10 games, carrying the ball 85 times. Carrying the ball 65 times for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2020 was yet another season to forget as injuries limited him just to 3 playing games. Rashaad Penny came back from the dead in 2021, climbing up the depth chart to pull together a genuinely impressive final stretch of the season, appearing in 10 games while making 6 starts. Penny finished the year with 749 yards, 6 touchdowns on 119 carries, good for a league-leading 6.3 yards per carry. The performance earned him another contract with the team, and his early play in 2022 proved that he was impressive. 2022 was not a fluke. So listen, he got some injuries. He got some injury history. You know what I mean? But behind this offensive line, with him averaging 6.1 yards a carry, then another 6.3 yards a carry, the sky's the limit for almost any running back, with the attributes that Penny has. And this is what I really think about Penny and what we're really looking for in a running back right now. I think we're looking at somebody that can catch the ball. Now, I'm not saying, he's going to get you 700 yards rushing, 700 yards receiving. He ain't that type of guy. But he can create some outlets for Jalen Hurts in the passing game. Some hot routes for Jalen Hurts in the passing game. Another guy that the defense got to worry about in the passing game. That's where Miles Sanders did not excel at. Now listen, I'm a Miles Sanders fan, but Miles Sanders was non-existent in the passing game. Non-existent in the passing game. If anybody could average 6.1 yards a carry, not running behind the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, they damn sure could do that running behind the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. Now it's just more of, can Penny grasp the concept of the RPO? You know what I mean? It's just getting on the same page with Jalen Hurts. And I think that our style of play and the way we use running backs. And then, listen, Penny never was a guy that just sat on the depth chart and played behind the bell cow. Penny was always involved. Whether it was Carson, he would have been involved splitting carries with Kenneth Walker as well. So, I think this is a good signing for the Philadelphia Eagles. You need a running back. It ain't Derrick Henry. It ain't Austin Eckler, but you know what I mean? We don't really need that. You know what I mean? We don't need that. We need somebody that could come in, contribute, and be serviceable. Injuries are a concern for sure, but this is a solid pickup for the Philadelphia Eagles. Not trash. Behind this offensive line, I'm not mad at whoever you got. You know what I mean? I would have took Ezekiel Elliott behind this offensive line because he would have been able to put in some work. But Rashaad Penny, man, you know what I mean? We probably got him for pennies on a dollar, no pun intended. I just really feel like, that's a solid move for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it goes to show you, man, a running back could get hurt, somebody could step in, and your place could be taken, man. That's why the running back position in the draft, that's why it's hard for running backs to get contracts. Saquon Barkley just got, franchise tagged. I think Josh Jacobs got franchise tagged. You know what I mean? It's just not worth giving running backs, long contracts anymore unless your name is Christian McCaffrey or Derrick Henry. That's just how the cookie's going to crumble with this one. But, I'm real confident in this move. I like this move for the Philadelphia Eagles. I like the direction that we're going in so far. Taking our time, getting guys that other people not paying attention to, thinking outside the box. I think that, Penny can have a breakout year. He's very capable of having a breakout year behind his offensive line, and it's more so how we going to implement him in the game plan. I would really like to see some wide receiver screens. I think he's very capable of doing, running back screens. I think he's very capable of doing things of that nature. But it's time to shake it up in the running back room. And I think, a new offensive coordinator will definitely make sure that the running back is involved more in the passing game because Gainwell could catch. You never seen Gainwell number called on wide receiver screens at all either. It's just something that's been missing for the playbook. Running back screens. It's just something that's been missing from the playbook for the last 2 years, in my opinion. And now you got the opportunity to rectify that. Now you have the opportunity to be more creative because you can have, more dynamic guys back there who could do dual things. Kenneth Gainwell can catch. Gainwell came from Memphis. Them dudes, breed them over there. Guys that can do a lot of things. Penny, I don't think ego is a factor. Got hurt, lost his job. Now it's time to move over. With Miles Sanders being out the door, this is the opportunity for him to, resurge. This is an opportunity for him to, not take a snap for granted. Hunger. Go out there and prove your respect. Prove to us that you can stay healthy. Miles Sanders was a guy who had to prove to us that he could stay healthy as well. And I'm excited to see what Penny brings to the table. He comes from that culture. Pete Carroll and those guys, they understand physical football. Those guys understand what it takes to, impose your will within the running game. You saw Kenneth Walker do it, over there. And I'm very excited to have Penny become a Philadelphia Eagle. I can't wait to see how this one pans out. Are we going to bring in more competition at the running back position? And we also know today that Kelsey got, 14 and a half. Somewhere around the same number from last year. Me and Philly Mike talked about that last night. So, I can imagine that this will also be a cap-friendly addition to the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments.